great. So I thought, you know what, since Sammy did that, I'll go with Lamar Jackson. I've never had him before. I thought it'd be good. Second round, no one's going to be even thinking about him, except Skraby took Lamar Jackson right before me. So
oh no,
I was, a little bit upset there. Then we came back. The snake draft came back for the fourth round. I needed a tight end. I wanted Sam Laporta. I'd been waiting for him for the entire day. I figured he'd be there in the fourth round, except Skraby, who hates the Lions, all of a sudden decided, I'm going to go with Sam Laporta. So that was the end of him. And then one more time, we came back through the sixth round. I needed a flex wide receiver. I had my eye on Ricky Pearsall of the San Francisco 49ers, but apparently, and I told my wife, I go, watch, he's going to take Pearsall. And there went Pearsall off the boards. 3 consecutive rounds. When we came around the fourth time in the 8th round, I had my eye on another player, and I don't think I can describe to people what I did in my room.
Oh, no, I don't want to know.
I was basically waiting for you to stick it to me again.
Oh, my God. Weird. Sorry, my camera fritzed out, so I'm trying to get back on the camera.
I think what I just said probably fritzed your camera out.
I'm pretty sure it did.
I don't know. Yes, I probably
what just happened?
I don't know, and I want to welcome all the youngsters to the program today. Yikes.
Yikes is right.
That's how angry I am. That's how angry I am.
Man.
So it is with that
fantasy football does to you.
I know. So with that backdrop, we get underway today. I can't wait for a little baseball tonight. Padres and Twins.
Are you sure?
Oh my God, Skraby!
He texted me, and I thought he was joking.
Gonna lie. I was a little perturbed by the Lamar Jackson pick too, because he was sure enough coming my way if if he had got behind both of you guys.
Well,
I can just, you know what my favorite part of the visioning of Chris like ready to pick and then me picking, you go, no, and then like for the next minute being like, I don't know who to take.
It's true. I was screaming so much I almost didn't know how to react to what had happened each time.
This is why we need to live stream this draft
3 times in a row. I might as well add my final indignity of the evening. We got down to about the 12th round or so. Everybody's picking just backup players at this point, obviously. And I thought, Joe Mixon. You never know. I mean, for this round, right? It's like your 4th or 5th running back. But if he does get healthy, that's like getting a second-round pick in the 12th round. And I go, I'm going to take Joe Mixon, sitting there looking at my phone, which is obviously kind of a smaller screen.
Oh, wait, that's your first problem. You're drafting on your phone.
Fair enough. But anyway, I saw J.M. blah, blah, blah. And I went, oh, good, running back. There he is, Joe Mixon. And I waited. And then, of course, I thought, well, Skraby will probably take him. Skraby didn't. So I pushed the button for Joe Mixon. But it was the button for Jordan Mason, the backup running back for the Vikings. It was not Mixon. It was Jay Mason.
Oh, that's a heck with
and once you push the button, there's no going back.
I know
right?
it doesn't confirm. Like it doesn't say, "Are you
no,
sure?"
It doesn't give you any confirmation. You can't say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And so Jordan Mason now sits on my bench, and I think later on somebody else took Joe Mixon. So anyway. Things have to be better for the Padres tonight than they were for me last night. Tony,
we sure hope so.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about going into the Twin Cities here. I think the Padres, they set up 2 games back of the Dodgers. I think everybody's looking at that race, except for probably the Padres themselves. Like for them, it's like get back to winning baseball. Do the things you did in Seattle, score some runs, get the kind of pitching you're used to getting, and get this series before you come home.
Yeah, no, they're definitely paying attention to it. I mean, they know that it only takes care of itself if they go out and play the way that they're supposed to and the way that they expect to, more importantly. And, I don't necessarily think that they didn't do that in Seattle. I think Seattle, was able to get a few more runs than them and they played a titch better. It wasn't because it wasn't like when the Padres went to Los Angeles and just didn't play well.
Right.
They offense, brought it as well as you can bring it against that staff and put up some runs. Just the bullpen didn't quite fare as well as we've seen them fare in the past. And so I think that's something that easily can be changed and flipped and go the other way. You just hope that offense continues to produce runs like they had in that last couple of this past series for sure.
Yeah, they've won 75% of their games this year when they score 4 or more runs, and that's a large sample size. It's like 58 wins and 16 losses. So, like I've been saying all along, I'll take my chances. Give me my 4 runs, and I'll be happy with that, and plan on winning most games. So they did lose one game in Seattle when they scored more than 4, and so maybe that was the one thing. But the Twins are a team. You've been on a few of these kinds of teams too, Tony, along with contenders, where you're playing, your butt off down the stretch without the pressure of winning. But I'll think, these guys, the pressure of, securing a job for next year, making sure that if they're a free agent, they're putting the numbers up they need to put up. So it's funny, in other sports, I think you think, well, this team's out of it, they're going to roll over. It really never works like that in baseball.
Yeah, no, and to be quite frank, I don't know that it works like that in any sport, right? If you aren't on a contending team and you aren't a dude, right, that means you are always trying to have your resume look as good as possible.
Yeah, right.
And so you get to this time of year and, you got a bunch of guys in that lineup that aren't established dudes and are still trying to become established dudes. And so, those teams can become dangerous because everybody's out just trying to play well and show other teams, if it's not going to be this particular team, that they can play. Listen, you got Buxton on this team. He's leading off tonight. You got Royce Lewis, who has dealt with injury, but uber talented. And then you got some of those other guys that we just finished talking about. Putting up some of the better years that they've had in their career, and are trying to continue to put their best foot forward. But this team is not in contention, but certainly can be dangerous. So the Padres certainly got to put their best foot forward.
For sure. And I think the one thing hopefully we'll keep an eye on, the closer situation for the Twins is not nearly as daunting as it once was, because Duran was traded over to Philadelphia. But one of the guys that Minnesota got back in return will pitch tomorrow, Mick Abel, a good young right-hander. So the Padres will get to see him as they go along. Real quick, Aztecs debuted last night, Tony, for Sean Lewis. 42-0. They look, I thought really good. I know people are going to say, well, it was only Stony Brook. Yeah, I know. But last year it was only Texas A&M Commerce, and they were losing at halftime of that game. So this was a huge step forward. I can't look at it any other way. The very first drive of the game, they took the ball 7.5 minutes, went down the field, and did not commit a single penalty. So right away, I knew, hey, Sean Lewis is putting this team through its paces, and I thought they responded well for starters last night.
I didn't get to see any of the highlights, but looking at the score this morning certainly made me cheese because, as you said, I know it's just Stony Brook. Was it Stony Brook?
Stony Brook, yes.
So it's just
Seawolves.
It's just Stony Brook, but that could just be a 14-point win or a 7-point win. Like, those things have happened before. So, we'll take the 42-point drubbing, and a lot of the good things, as you mentioned, the penalties weren't there like they were last year. These are all positives. I'm happy for them. I hope they can continue to build on this. I know it wasn't that big of a test, but for whatever test it was, they passed with flying colors.
Yeah, it was a good start, something like you said to build on. And defensively, they held the Seawolves under 100 yards.
The Seawolves.
Under 100 yards for the game. So, no matter who you're playing, that's playing some defense as well. So congrats to those guys. They get off to a good start. We're off to a good start. Everybody but me. I'll try to figure it all out and make my way through the next couple of hours. I will tell you that Mason Miller is on the show today. The flame-throwing right-handed reliever for the Padres will join us here in just a little bit.
I just wanted to say real quick before we got out of here about the fantasy football thing. Tony, are you annoyed with Chris trying to take up your entire morning, reshuffling the entire schedule of the league? Because I'm not like Sam Levitt sent it to me. He was like, "What is going on?" Because there was a bunch of texts about this. But Chris sends this text like, "Hey, we've played the same schedule," which I didn't even know for the past 2 years. And he was like, "Is there any way you can shuffle it around?" And Tony was like, "I'm annoyed by this request."
It was, first of all, I was like just kind of getting up, and I get this text, and I knew it was something that it was a kind of important because he had mentioned it last year too, and I just kind of couched it. And so when he brought it up again, I was like, all right, let me go check to make sure that's true. And it was true. We had played the same schedule. So then I'm looking and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to do this like one by one.
Yeah.
And so that's when I text back. I was like, I don't really want to do this. This is a lot of work.
I appreciated that text so much.
But in fairness, I wrote back and said, okay, if it's going to be, if it's that big of a thing, then I don't want to do it. I didn't know what it was going to take.
Yeah, he 100% did. But at that point, my wheels are already turning. You got John chiming in that he wants it done too. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go do it. So as I'm doing it, it dawns on me like, there's probably a reason why the schedule is like it is. This is going to cause more of an issue. But I went ahead and I did about 10 out of the 12 weeks I changed.
Yeah.
And when I finished, I was like, I think I sent a text somewhere along the line. Listen, I went ahead and changed it, but if you end up playing somebody 3 or 4 times,
yeah, he did.
don't come looking for me.
Nobody came looking for you, but Lori came to me and said, "How come I play Braden the first 3 weeks of the season?"
No, I appreciated Tony's text back because it's not easy sometimes being the commish.
No,
it's not. But eventually, I as I started to go in and manually like really try to make sure nobody had no matchups to like 3 times, I realized, oh, there's a button in here that I can just
found the button.
I was like, this can't be that hard.
Right. Yeah.
It automatically reset. So
there
everybody got what they wanted. We got a new schedule this year.
Woo.
Boom.
Man, knowing Chris as well as I do, I think he probably was like, oh man, we're gonna have to stick with the same schedule. I can't handle the same schedule. If we play the same schedule, I'm not gonna enjoy this year as much. Is that right?
That plus the fact that you stole every one of my players. It's going to make it a very difficult season indeed. But nope, the commish came through. Everybody's happy. We're on our way. We got game 1 of the series coming up. Gwynn and Chris is underway. Glad you're with us. Happy Friday, everybody.
At Ralph.
Miller, going to have him from Minnesota coming up in about 20 minutes, but there is some big news. Those of you watching on the chat, certainly aware of it by now. Skraby put it along the bottom of the screen during our open. Those of you driving along may not be yet aware of the news. It's not good, though, for the San Diego Padres. Not good news at all, Skraby. I'll let you be the bearer of the bad news to those who haven't heard yet.
Oh, okay. So
they can
the
get angry
bearer
with
of
you.
bad
Yeah,
news.
they can be angry with you.
Well, unfortunately, Xander Bogaerts is on the 10-day IL with a non-displaced fracture in his foot. So he and Kevin Acee said he has a quote-unquote chance to be back for the postseason.
Chance to be back for the postseason. So not only 10-day IL, but he's not coming back in 10 days.
No.
Like he's coming back, if at all, hopefully in time for the playoffs. Now, I do find it to be a bit ironic that it is Xander Bogaerts who has been hurt. Now, here's the reason why he got hurt. He's fouled off 20 balls off his instep of his ankle.
Yeah.
And that's why he finally got hurt. We were talking about it the other day. Like maybe it's time for him to wear one of those protective, shields there.
Well, I think
but
he
it's
comes
too late
back,
now.
Yeah, well,
it's too late now.
It's
right?
too late now. This is a big
this
deal.
Really hurts.
This is a big deal.
It's funny because here's the irony of it. If this was May or June, people would be dancing in the streets.
It's true.
It's true because Xander Bogaerts, you know it out there. You may not want to admit it to yourself, but you, along with just about everybody else, wanted Xander Bogaerts out, gone, benched, no longer part of this club, making way too much money, all of those things. But now, this injury, it feels like a gut punch. Xander Bogaerts has been a big part of what this team has done. At least the last 2.5 months of the season, he's been one of the best players in all of baseball, statistically, analytically, and any way you want to look at it. So this is a big, big deal. Iglesias will be at shortstop tonight. I imagine Iglesias is going to play every day unless you want to, move Jake Cronenworth to short and, eventually move Arise to second and play O'Hearn at first. When Jackson Merrill comes back, right? You can do all of that. You could juggle 3 or 4 positions. I don't know if you want to risk that. Iglesias is such a great defensive player, but you're going to lose a lot. Iglesias has 1 home run this year. He's hitting .228. This is not the same threat as Xander Bogaerts.
It's not the same threat at all. And I don't know if I said they recalled Mason McCoy to replace him on the
You didn't
roster.
say, but yeah, he's the guy that's going to come up. But he's going to fill in. He's not going to carry you through October.
The bat, Iglesias' bat, his defense, they're not going to skip a beat if he's a shortstop every day.
He might even be better.
But his bat is hit or miss.
It's been pretty quiet. Yeah. It's been quiet. He's got 9 doubles and 1 home run. He's got 10 extra base hits the whole season. He does seem to get some timely hits. I love that about him. I do love Iglesias, but it's not Bogaerts. This is a guy right in the middle of your order, taking the number 5 hitter right out of your order, probably the rest of the season,
and one of the leading
for the playoffs,
and one of the leading base stealers on the team.
He's got he's only been thrown out 1 or 2 times. He's got 20 stolen bases.
Yeah.
It's a blow. Now, so here's the thing. You either go with Iglesias at short and keep everything else the same, or when Merrill comes back, you obviously put him in center. Laureano goes to left. You put O'Hearn at first, move Arise to second, move Croney to short.
That could work.
It could, but are you willing to take that chance defensively? Your new double play combination is going to be Cronenworth and Arise, which isn't going to remind anybody of any Gold Glove winning, combinations
that we know of.
Then you could go with Sheets as your DH every day, right? And you'd still have a pretty solid lineup.
Yes.
But I don't know that you can do that defensively, game in and game out. So it'll be up to the Padres. I'm sure Mike Schilt will talk about it before the game. If we find out, if we hear from Mike Schilt before we're done at 4:00, you also will hear from Mike Schilt. But this injury to Xander Bogaerts, certainly a blow to the Padres. I mean, right now they're getting by without Jackson Merrill. He's not back yet. He's not in the lineup tonight. Michael King, they're still getting by with him. There's still nobody scheduled to pitch Sunday. I don't think that's going to be Michael King. So they're holding out. But the one thing with both those guys, pretty much expecting them back. Xander Bogaerts, I think, is now a coin flip as to whether he's even on the postseason roster based on what Kevin Acee wrote today.
I immediately saw tweets saying, oh, well, this is a minimum of 12 weeks. Let's not go to that extent yet. We have no idea how bad the fracture is.
Well,
all that
I
stuff.
also want to say hi to all of my doctors out there who stayed at a Holiday Inn Express
this
last
person,
night.
one of the people I read said that they were a doctor. So.
Okay,
but
maybe
still,
they know.
You
then.
haven't actually, no one really knows the severity of the injury. All we know is that it's bad, that he's not in the lineup. I'm seeing some people on the chat, and by the way, you can watch us on YouTube. Just search 97.3 The Fan if you would like to watch the show. But I'm seeing on the chat Will Wagner, but that doesn't excite me. I don't know what he can do. Will Wagner plays, according to Baseball Reference, first base, second base, third base. So you could have him do some of that, but you already got a ton of first basemen. You already got, now you have less shortstops.
With all due respect to Will Wagner, he's played, first of all, not 1 minute of shortstop in the big leagues. So
I don't think they would put him at short.
Put him at third and move Manny to short?
No, well, Manny has played short, but I don't think Manny's in the shortstop part of his career.
I'm just saying. I mean, what are you going to do with Will Wagner? Where are you going to put him at second and move Crony to short?
No, Will Wagner's not the answer.
I don't think so. Will Wagner's a 266 hitter over, 200 at bats. He's okay.
Now, will I like to see
He's
him?
Got no home runs since, 2 home runs in his career.
Do I want to see him find success? Absolutely.
Of course, I want him to come off the bench and get some big hits. I don't think Will Wagner's the answer to this issue. We're going to see. And, we talked about this on the roundtable yesterday. Ben brought it up, but he's right. You get to this point, trade deadline's passed.
Yeah.
There's really not a whole lot you can do at this time. Like, who can you get a shortstop from right now? I think you could make a trade, but players would all have to pass through waiver. There's a whole lot of stuff that has to happen. So, yeah, this hurts. But I don't know. You got to soldier on. And for those of you, who remember back in May, we were winning without Xander Bogaerts basically back then.
That is,
he was in the lineup, but he wasn't doing anything. So, you can think of it that way, I guess.
Our boss is saying he's comfortable with Iglesias at short. I'm comfortable with Iglesias at short. They're just going to miss.
They're going to miss
production.
a bat there.
They're going to miss a bat because he's not. He's a what is he this year? 230, 240 hitter?
230 with 1 home run and only 9 doubles.
Unless he can
done a lot.
Unless he can figure out a way just to be like a contact guy and just get on base somehow.
Or if he can figure out a way to return to what he did last year with the Mets.
That would be amazing. He was
acceptable.
hitting over 300 last year.
Had a great year with the New York Mets last year. Iglesias hit 337.
That's
for
a
the
big
Mets
difference.
last year, right?
That is a massive difference.
Iglesias,
and he helped the Mets get to the playoffs.
He was starting. Remember, McNeil got hurt, and Iglesias was their starting infielder. He got him all the way to the NLCS. Iglesias was fabulous last year for the Mets. 830 OPS this year, 578. That's 260 points difference.
That is.
So give me some of the Met guy, and we won't miss Bogaerts. But I don't know that, we still have that Iglesias.
I love how there are people saying put Toddy at short. That's not going to happen. He is a platinum glove right fielder.
Well, we could put Jackson Merrill at short.
That was also suggested.
I'm just saying. I mean, we might as well throw it all out there. I believe our guest coming up in 20 minutes or 10 minutes, Mason Mill, had played short in Pony League.
Well, he picked that ball at first last week, so he's
obviously got the arm.
I'm not like trashing people who say that, but I wouldn't want to move.
No, you don't want to move
Fernando from right field where he's robbing home runs on a weekly basis.
You don't want to move 8 guys, change their positions to settle one position.
But then we're going to move the entire infield around?
I didn't say we were going to. I said that's something they have to think through. I'm giving them another option. If they want Iglesias to go every day at shortstop, great. Then I want to see some of last year's Iglesias in September. But if I'm getting, 1 for 8 with a bloop single, I may eventually need to, get another bat there. And I just laid out a way you could do it. But you'd have to move Cronenworth to shortstop in order to pull it off.
I mean, he's also, one of the worst rated second basemen. So
we've already talked about Jake. I mean,
I got the idea.
what I know.
Right. I got the solution, Chris.
What do you got?
Put Luis Urias at short and move him to the cleanup spot. I think that's the solution. Someone said, I can't believe you guys are freaking out so much over Bogarts. This is a big deal.
It wasn't in May and June. He was easily replaceable then.
Yeah.
He is not that now. Bogarts has been really good for almost 3 months. He's been hitting. He's been slugging. He's been driving in the runs.
Playing great defense.
He's a captain type player.
Yeah.
He steals bases, leadership. It's a blow. There's no question. And one last thing on Cronenworth playing shortstop, Chris. I'm talking to myself. Hasn't played shortstop since 2022. So he hadn't even been there in 3 years. I don't think that's really viable. I think it was just another thought. And the reason I say is because when Bogarts went down with the foul ball the other day, he stayed in the game.
Yeah.
But Schilt was asked, because Iglesias was already in the game, Schilt was asked who would have played short, and Schilt said Cronenworth.
Interesting.
So I'm putting it out there. I don't know what they're going to do. I know for tonight, Iglesias is starting at shortstop. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, what else you got?
Sorry. Sam Levitt just texted me that he has Bogarts audio and he's sending it to me so we can hear from Bogarts before we talk to Mason Miller.
All right, Bogarts audio. We'll get the latest from him. He is on the 10-day IL and he is in jeopardy. I don't think this is overstating it. He's in jeopardy of being out for the rest of the season. As Kevin Acee said, they're hoping he can be back for the playoffs. That is certainly no better than a coin flip. Mason Miller, the flame-throwing right-hander. But, I'm pretty impressed with this guy. Tony and I visited with him. You'll hear that also in the next segment. Happy Friday. Coming up, Sam Levitt's pregame show, a little after 4 o'clock. Padres and Twins, a little after 5 o'clock. You just tuned in. Xander Bogaerts will not be part of the this ball game tonight. Will not be part of any Padre lineup for at least 10 days. That's
the minimum.
Right. That's his IL stay. But Kevin Acee reporting that there is concern that he may not even be able to come back and play in the postseason. He injured himself, not himself necessarily, the ball injured him, but kept fouling balls off the instep of his left leg. Did it for a final time, I guess, the other day in Seattle, hobbled his way to stay in the game, but now has a displaced fracture of the ankle. And, that's bad news for the Friars for sure.
Yeah, and I think we're painting an accurate picture, but also this team can still win without him. They've proven it all season long.
Yeah, well, they proved it in April and May.
In other circumstances, they've proven they find a way to get it done.
Yeah, but this is not great news for a team that, has designs on winning its first World Series. I mean, I think that they do, right? I mean, we do. They made all these trades at the deadline. Mason Miller will be our guest in about 10 minutes. We were going to play him now, but I want you to all hear from Xander Bogaerts instead, because we have some sound from him reacting to the news. And first up, I guess, Skraby, his thought when he got the foul ball off his leg in Seattle, whether he thought then that it might be as bad as it's turned out to be.
I think so. I mean, I've gotten a lot of foul balls, but I think this one kind of hit me in a spot where I've probably never been hit before also. So, I mean, I wasn't sure how it would have been, but it definitely hurt, I can tell you that. But I don't think I hit a foul ball off of that spot before.
It's a non-displaced fracture. Tell us about what that means in your terms for as far as timeline, how you're going to treat it, etc.
A couple weeks and, looking to be back. Hopefully, right before the regular season ends. I mean, that's probably what I'm trying to hope for. I mean, last year I had the shoulder and came back a little earlier. Blessed with some nice bones, so hopefully I can help with this time also.
I would imagine a certain level of frustration given the time of the year and the fact that you're swinging it well and you found a nice rhythm at the plate. I know you worked hard on that. Can you speak to where you are mentally when you get an injury like this at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's you're not expecting it, even like doing an MRI and a CT scans and stuff like that, really anticipating any of that. But I mean, once the news comes, it's like, I think last year was probably the worst one. I mean, I've never had to be out for a long time. And I remember when they told me the amount of time I was out last year, I mean, I cried a little bit. I mean, I've never been out that much, So this one, just being able to understand that probably will be back a little bit, hopefully before the regular season ends. I mean, it makes it a little bit better. Instead of being like, hey, you broke the whole thing and you're out for the whole season, it probably would have been a different type of reaction.
Are there things you can do to stay in baseball shape, throw or swing it earlier than? I
think the throwing probably will be the only one that I can probably. I don't want to really lose that. It feels good the way it's coming out right now and online and everything. So I think that's probably the only thing I can try to work on or just continue doing. Besides that, I mean, hitting, you need your legs and fielding also. Maybe you could do some drills, stuff like that, but nothing like on your feet now.
All right, Sam Levitt will have more of that Xander Bogaerts sound on the pregame show, but I think you get the idea. Now, he's painting a pretty
he is.
upbeat picture.
He's got good bones, he said.
And he said he's been blessed with nice bones.
Nice bones.
They're not good, Skraby. They're nice.
I love that.
Yes, they are very nice bones. So hopefully, look, Kevin Acee didn't say he's out. Kevin Acee said that it's, going to be risky in terms of whether he can be back for the playoffs. So we'll just all have to keep
though.
Well, yeah, Xander says, hey, this is what he basically said is I feel, not great.
Yeah.
But I'm happy knowing that it's not out for the season.
Yeah.
So he's certainly planning on being back. He said a couple of weeks. Well, a couple of weeks would be September 15th. Don't think that's going to happen. Remember, the season goes till the end of September.
Yes.
So that, I think, is what we're all hoping for with Xander Bogaerts. All right, more, like I said, with Sam Levitt, pregame show coming at 4 o'clock. Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports talk station, 97.3 The Fan. We got Mason Miller. Tony and I spent a little time with the flamethrower. He's kind of a very soft-spoken flamethrower, right?
He's a very mature guy for being, I think, 26.
Yeah, looking forward to this. We'll have you hear that in a moment, but I did want to give you the lineup for tonight's game, which no longer includes, obviously, Xander Bogaerts. Does include Fernando in right field.
I'll say it.
Luis Arraez at first base.
I'll say it.
It's not up to me. I didn't make out the lineup.
Why didn't you put him back there, Chris?
Sorry about that. Manny Machado batting third. Ryan O'Hearn's DHing tonight. That's another thing that bothers people, the fact that
I think we're past that. Now we're on to the Arraez
first. No, that Arraez is playing first and O'Hearn's DHing. People want O'Hearn to play first.
I can kind of understand.
But
you got to keep him off his feet sometimes.
That's how Mike Schultz going. Laureano's batting fifth now with Bogaerts out. Sheets stays in left field batting sixth. Iglesias at short. Cronenworth and the very ice cold, I might add, Freddie Fermin catching. I think he's had like 1 or 2 hits since the first couple of weeks, but he's in there tonight. Nestor Cortez, who had the great game last week against the Dodgers, 6 innings, 1 hit. See what he can do against the Twins. And Zebby Matthews. Don't know a whole lot about the Zebster.
I love the name Zebby, though.
I kind of like it. He's in there. I hope that he's not in there long, but he'll be starting. I'm trying to see some familiar names in the Twins lineup. Remember, the AL Central is where players go to kind of disappear from view.
A little bit, yeah.
But Byron Buxton is leading off. Tony mentioned that. He's all that, okay? He's leading off. The other couple of names I remember, Royce Lewis, and you remember Cody Clemens?
Yes.
The son of Roger.
I will tell you
who has actually started to swing a little better bat. He's in there as well. But the rest of these guys are not going to be all that familiar to you.
Watch out for Luke Keyshaw.
Oh, another guy batting
Keyshaw.
third. I've not even heard of him.
This is a fantasy baseball thing. I had him on my roster forever. He came back first at bat, hit a home run, or second at bat, whatever. But he's been hitting and stealing bases, and he's dangerous, and I don't like facing him.
If you would have said before the show,
who's Luke Keyshaw?
If you would have said, I want to tell you about Luke Keyshaw, I would have said,
"Who?
What does he do? Am I taking my laundry to him later?"
Maybe. No, he's a good
hitting
baseball
337 and 98 at bats, 976 OPS.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's been good. All right, so that's the Twins, that's the Padres. Now, Tony and I and our visit with Mason Miller. I think you all know about the diabetes. We do talk a little bit about that with him. We all know that he throws hard. We get into that. And some other stuff that you may not be expecting with the Padre reliever. Friday interview, and man, we're really excited to have with us Padres reliever Mason Miller joins us here today on 97.3 The Fan, and Padres, of course, in Minnesota, getting set to take on the Twins. Mason's been here for coming up on a month now, Mason, since the trade deadline. How are you acclimating to San Diego and the Padres? Everybody tells us that this is a very welcoming franchise and a welcoming locker room.
Oh, it definitely is, and thanks for having me, guys. It's been obviously a chaotic change middle of the year, but everybody within the organization and around the team's done above and beyond what they could do to help make me feel at home and comfortable and everything that I need. So the transition's come about as well as I think it could have.
You look as comfortable as anyone who has only been with the team a month can look. What's it been like, going from a situation that wasn't ideal, obviously, with playing in a AAA park for your home games, to all of a sudden, not only are you playing in front of 40,000 plus fans on a nightly basis, but these games are actually consequential. Like, what has it been like? Has it been difficult trying to control your adrenaline? Like, what's it been like pitching in this atmosphere?
Yeah, there's been an adjustment to it for sure, and I don't think that I gave it quite enough credit at first either. Just
just the situation of the game, and you're a baseball player, so you know what's coming, you know what to expect, and then you get into those moments. But somehow sometimes it still speeds up on you, no matter how long you've been in the league. But it's just being in those situations and getting comfortable with the atmosphere, comfortable with the pressure, and remembering that you're there for a reason, and just do what you came to do, and nothing more. That's all.
Mason Miller, all-star with the Athletics. Now we're happy to have him here for sure in San Diego. So far for Mason Miller, 10 innings pitched, which is, I believe, 30 outs, 19 of those by strikeouts. I don't know what happened on those 11, Mason, but we'll figure that out at another time. Look, it's so obvious, so we have to ask. Everybody knows you throw hard. Has anybody ever been able to explain it to you how you were so lucky as to be able to throw this hard?
I think a lot of it's a combination of hard work and the blessings that were given to me physically, but also just the way I was raised by my parents and the work ethic they helped instill in me. Has really translated and helped me out so much. Through the highs and lows that this game has brought me. I've played at so many different levels, and had success and failure at all these different levels also. So just kind of remembering where I came from and trying to keep that humility about me, and just be grateful for every single day here.
Mason, you obviously have had to, as you've just finished going through, work to get to this point that you could be an all-star and be a guy at the back end of a bullpen. What was it like early? At what point did you start to understand the type of pitcher you could be? Should you start to plug that work into it?
Yeah, I think that's a hard question to answer because, baseball is such a mental game, and you find yourself a lot of times like, how do I keep the confidence about me, despite failures? And, I've talked about it previously with, you have 10 great outings and one bad outing. It's that one bad outing that sits on you. So just trying to find the things that you can pull from, when you're having those long periods of success, and to just kind of remind yourself that, that is in there no matter what kind of struggles you go through. I had a tough month of May this year, and just kind of reflected back on the successes that I've had, coming up to this season and then also last season. And really it's, watching the outings and control things I can control, like throwing strikes and location, and understand that sometimes you're going to get beat on your best pitch and you have to live with that. So just having the, kind of mental capacity and awareness to remind yourself of those things, even when it feels like the game's speeding up on you.
Mason Miller is with us. He's a young man from Pittsburgh, one of my favorite downtowns, by the way, Mason. I think it's absolutely beautiful there. And then I don't know whether you were highly recruited, but I'm assuming potentially you were not. You ended up at Waynesburg and then ended up over at Gardner-Webb. What were you thinking back then? Was the major leagues even a dream at that point when you started your college experience?
No, I felt like that dream had passed me by after about 14U. I liked baseball. I loved competing, but I never really looked at it as something I was going to be able to do post-collegiately. So I ended up at Waynesburg knowing that I'd play there my freshman year, and that's all that really mattered to me, was being able to be out on the field and competing regardless of the level. I went through 2 years and not really having a lot of success there. Following my diabetes diagnosis in 2018, going into my junior year, that kind of turned the page for me. Had a lot of success, and then the 2020 season was shut down, and got that extra year, and was able to jump up to a mid-major D1 school at Gardner-Webb, and get my chance to perform on a little bit bigger stage in front of some scouts, and get my chance to play post collegiately. So it's like that dream kind of came back into focus in 2019, I'd say.
Mason, if you don't mind me asking, how did the diagnosis change things for you at that point?
Yeah, largely it was just health related for me. I was pretty thin, had a hard time putting on weight. So when I got diagnosed, I was about 160 pounds, and I'm standing in 6'5", like 235 now. So
Wow. Wow.
about 75, 85 pounds of difference in there that, I think that's propelled me physically to be able to do the things I'm doing now. But, also just staying consistent, and a lot of things I felt like I had good work habits before, I was diagnosed, and I just haven't seen that success. So, when I was diagnosed, started adding on weight and feeling healthy again, all those habits I created kind of came to a head and really started leading to success on the field.
Yeah, and
Wow.
Mason is – go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
I was going to say it's amazing you were able to even pitch even 70 pounds lighter at that point. It's crazy.
Yeah, we should all have such problems that we need to put on 70 pounds, but that's another story. And by the way, Mason, you are to be commended. You came to San Diego, and right away, I think we were all kind of made aware of the diagnosis and the whole thing, and I think it's really meant a lot to a lot of people. So you're to be commended for sharing with all of that. Last thing going forward, I mean, your personal goals and how you feel, fitting into this bullpen with Suarez and yourself and everybody else down there, trying to carry this team to, some October baseball.
Well, I think that's the name of it is playing in October and playing our best baseball in October. I've said it before, and I'm going to continue to say it, that regardless of my role in this team, I want to help us win games and be useful no matter what role that is. I was having a lot of success closing with the A's, and it's a role I feel comfortable in. But we have a handful of guys that could be doing that for this team. So giving Schulte the ability to mix and match and set up matchups later in the game, has certainly allowed us to have a lot of success. And these guys here, even from the beginning of the year on, way before I got here, have been doing a phenomenal job. So just finding out how I can fit in and how I can add value to this group.
Last one from me, Mason. I noticed you had your Watt jersey on as we arrived here. How did your fantasy draft go?
Well, we came out of it projected first place, so I'm pretty happy with it. But
nice.
Like anything, the rejections meet the rubber of the road pretty quick. So we'll find out.
If you haven't heard yet, I understand Cronenworth offers really lousy trades. So I read that somewhere. So be careful.
We have him in week 1, so hopefully we bury him.
I'm just glad to hear what's important to Mason Miller is what's important to us. Getting that first fantasy football W. Hey Mason, thanks so much. Welcome to San Diego. We are thrilled to have you. Look forward to the rest of this year and beyond. Best of luck, sir, and appreciate your time very much.
Thank you both.
Hi, very good. There's Mason Miller. A little chance for you to get to know him as we got to know him. Wearing a, Tony said, I guess a J.J. Watt uniform. He's from Pittsburgh, right? That made sense.
Or T.J.
Watt, right? Pittsburgh. Mason Miller's
Well,
from
there's
Pittsburgh.
J.J., there's T.J., and then there's
But I bet he was wearing a T.J.
Derek Watt.
I don't think he was wearing a Derek Watt jersey. Yeah. He's got a 16.2 strikeouts per 9 innings this year. Unbelievable.
Wow,
and he throws
impressive.
that slider, which I didn't even ask him about, but that should be outlawed for a guy who can throw as hard as he does.
It's nasty.
Xander Bogaerts, that's the bad news of the day. He's on the IL. We'll try to give you some good news when we get into hour number 2 of Gwynn and Chris. It has to do with average temperatures in the year 2024. And this is the average temperature, hot, maximum per day, minimum per day. It is going to be your job today to find the 25 states whose average temperature is under 55 degrees. California's at 60. You're looking for anything under 55. I'm not going to let you go first. I'm going to give Tony first.
Let's start with Montana.
That is correct. Montana's the 4th coldest state in the U.S., 44.5 degrees average temperature. All right, Skraby, that leaves a really obvious one for you. I gave Tony first, but he didn't take it. So you can.
I don't know that these are that obvious to any of us.
All right,
Chris.
Well, I think one is obvious.
Alaska,
I think. I thought Alaska was pretty obvious. 27.8 degrees average temperature in Alaska. 16 degrees colder than any other state. Tony's up.
Washington, the state.
State of Washington is on the list at 48.4. So Tony takes a 2-1 lead. Skraby, give me a cold state.
Maine.
Tony, you're up 2-2.
How about Idaho?
Idaho's pretty cold. Cold enough at 45.5, seventh coldest in the U.S.
Well, it's my favorite state to say. Minnesota.
Yeah, that was kind of obvious. Same as Idaho. Minnesota, 45.5, Tony.
How about North Dakota?
North Dakota, there
North
you
Dakota.
go. You found it, number 2, 43.7 there.
I'll take the lesser known Dakota. The
South Dakota.
I think it's the more known Dakota.
Yeah, I would think it's more. Tony, you are up in a 4-4 tie with no strikes yet.
How about Oregon?
Oregon, believe it or not, Oregon's cold enough to make the list. Tony's 5, Skraby's 4.
Never been here, but I knew someone from here and said it's very cold. New Hampshire.
New Hampshire's cold. Tony.
How about Vermont?
Vermont's cold, and it's right next to New Hampshire, so that was good. 46.3. Tony goes up 6-5.
How about Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure that's going to be in there. Just below. Tony, you're up.
We're going to move to Wisconsin's neighbor. How about a little Illinois?
Oh.
How about a little Illinois? Little Illinois didn't make it. You can get your first lead of the day here.
A state that I've been to, a state that has beautiful scenery, Wyoming.
That's number 3. Wyoming, 44.3. I can definitely second that.
Laramie is like the
notion, having been there every year to Laramie. It's cold. Tony.
Iowa.
That's a great one.
Is it?
Has to be on there.
51.5. Iowa just snuck in there.
I'm going to bank on the part of the state that's not attached to the paw is cold. Michigan.
Michigan is a winner. Very good. The Upper Peninsula you're referring to.
The paw.
How about Utah?
Utah, Salt Lake City and company. Yep,
Park
it's
City.
cold there. 51.2. That is correct. Tony hits it. 8-8. The only difference is Tony's got a strike.
Nueva York.
Nueva York.
New York for Chris.
It does get cold there in New York. 49 degrees average temperature in New York is Tony.
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
What about Ohio?
You ready to come up with an answer, Skraby?
Ohio.
Too hot.
I
Too
know.
hot.
I was thinking that because it's next to Illinois, but I live
Too
there
hot.
and it snowed.
Is that what you want, Ohio?
Yeah.
54.9. It's the last one on there. Skraby goes up 10-9.
How about a little Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
frigid old Pennsylvania.
Frigid old Pennsylvania.
Home of Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg. And cold enough at 52.1 to make the list.
Pennsylvania, baby.
10-10.
Massachusetts?
It has not been said. Doesn't mean it's correct, but it is 51.2. Scraby hits a bell.
Massachusetts.
11-10. Tony, you're up.
Oh, man, this is hard.
There are 4 left.
Cold. How about Indiana?
Oh.
Indiana. No, Tony. That's a strike. 55.2. Indiana just over by 0.2.
Some of the cold spots in the country are in the plains. Nebraska. Yeah. Lincoln. That's all I got on Nebraska.
Scraby's doing okay. That's correct.
Wow!
52 degrees.
Colorado.
Scraby for the win.
One of the most forgotten places in the United States
Is
Rhode Island.
And it is correct.
Yes! Sorry, that was a lot. Does that mean I win?
Game is over. Yes,
Game
you've
is
won.
over!
That was a stupid game.
I didn't think you'd like it since it didn't win it.
Those are my shoes on the glass.
Sound like you're playing basketball over there. Sounds like shoes squeaking on the floor.
Lack of rhythm is what that's called.
I'm not going to disagree with you there. I've told you many times.
Together here today, Chris Ello, Matt Scraby, the Odyssey Palace Studios. Tony was with us throughout the first hour. He's in Minneapolis. They're not going to let him back in Minneapolis, Scraby. He attended the Lynx game last night, the WNBA game.
Yeah.
And the Lynx had only lost one game at home all year.
Yep.
Now they've lost 2.
Yep.
He was witness to them losing, so they may not want him back in Minneapolis. Tony and Jesse have the call of Padres Twins coming up at 5:10 first pitch at Target Field.
I was like, what?
Target Field. My wife and family members call it Target Boutique.
Oh, yeah, a boutique.
Boutique, yeah, Target Boutique. It's not Target. It's
so it's not a worldwide conglomerate.
Target
it's a
boutique. To them, it's something much more than just Target.
Okay, Target I used to go to all the time, but Target's men's clothes have suffered. I don't like anything there.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to call it a boutique. My wife and her friends will. Xander Bogaerts to the 10-day injury list, and probably going to be a whole lot longer than 10 days. Displaced, fracture of the ankle. Hurt it on all those foul balls that kept hitting off the inside of his left leg, ankle area, of course. Kevin Acee says touch and go, whether Bogaerts will be back for the playoffs. But Xander Bogaerts, as you heard him say about 20 minutes ago right here on the show, said no, he's planning on being in the lineup for a postseason. So
he
has nice bones. He said it straight up. I have nice bones.
One of my favorite comments of the year.
It was a good one. It was a good one by Xander. So hopefully he's right and he is back. But for the time being, at least Jose Iglesias takes over at shortstop. He'll be there tonight against the Twins. A couple of other things to touch on here. Aztecs did win comfortably last night. Good start to their season, 42-0. I don't know if you saw any of the game at all, Skraby, because you were working and you were, hustling home for the fantasy draft. Yeah. 3 plays into the game, maybe 4. Their new quarterback, Jaden Denegal, takes off on a scramble and gets, tackled. Didn't look anything too bad. Comes up holding his left shoulder and goes right off the field. And I'm thinking, no way.
Wait, when was this in the game?
4 plays into the game.
Oh, I missed this completely.
Yeah, I'm like, no way. They can't. The Aztecs are unlucky, but even they can't be that unlucky.
4 plays.
Right, that their new quarterback, the guy who's going to, hopefully bring them out of, turn everything around. But thankfully, I guess it was just a, stinger or something. Anyway, he was back in there like 4, maybe 3 or 4 more plays. He came back in. He finished the first drive, and so that was fine. But a little bit of a scare there. Lucky Sutton, the young man out of Cathedral, Braden Surprenant's like best buddy in the world. Lucky had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ran the ball well last night. And as I said, the defense did not even give up 100 yards in the entire game. So that's a pretty good start.
And when people say, oh, it's just against Stony Brook.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I say? Well, they did
that,
what they were supposed to do against Stony Brook.
Right. I mean, they're
so
not
be happy.
And they're not the only team that's going to play somebody like Stony Brook. I mean, George is playing Marshall tonight or tomorrow, so these teams, a lot of teams open with games like this. We'll find out more about the Aztecs September 6th, a week from Saturday, when they play at Washington State. But at least this was something good to build on.
Yes,
for Sean Lewis.
That had to have felt good.
I thought much better than last year when they played, Texas A&M Commerce or something, and they won, but they were losing at halftime. And I was like, this isn't great.
Yeah.
So they ended up winning that one. But last year, I think they had 16 penalties in the first game. This year, 7. So much better.
Clean that up. You're going to be running laps forever, guys.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's what Kirk Kennedy told us. When they did the penalties, get them laps. I'm trying to find some good news. So here's the best I got for you. I think this is pretty good because I know how we as a Padre fan base feel about this player. You're going to be happy when I tell you that the Boston Red Sox moments ago, maybe not moments ago, but a little while ago, released Walker Buehler. Just cut him loose.
I believe I was reading this earlier. I believe if they claim him, if someone claims him today, he will be eligible for the postseason. But if he doesn't get claimed today, he's not eligible for the postseason.
I would think he's got to get claimed before the end of August. That used to be the rule anyway.
Before the end. Okay, so they might have a couple more days.
Might have a day or two, but Bueller's 31 years old, had a 1-year, $21 million deal with Boston. He's out now. We would be a little surprised. He was 7-7 with a 5.45, but one of his really good games was here against the Padres.
Yeah.
On that Friday night, he pitched well. And Buehler, I mean, we don't like this guy.
Okay, it is September 1st. I'm being notified.
Okay,
so they have until September 1st.
So they got a couple of days to get
in order for him to be
Somebody
on the
wants to claim
roster.
him, but he was one of the heroes of the Dodgers winning the World Series last year. Certainly against the Yankees, he got the final 3 outs. He pitched 5 shutout innings in Game 3. So he had a good World Series. That's not that long ago. Should I even ask? Would we even consider it?
I was just thinking he could be picked up for veteran minimum. They don't have to pay him a lot of money. The Red Sox are going to have to pay his contract because they're the ones who let it. I shouldn't. Baseball has such complicated contract rules.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Either way, I say kick the tires.
Here's the only reason I would do it, because I don't like the mixture. It's a bit of an oil and versus water mixture, because Walker Buehler probably isn't all that well loved by the Padres themselves.
I don't know.
Not just us fans. There's a lot of balls thrown at heads.
That's true.
You know,
but if he can help them win, they will welcome him in with open arms.
But do we try it? But here's the only reason I would even think about it. I don't want to see the Mets claim Walker Buehler. I don't want to see the Cubs pick him up and then go into a playoff game in Wrigley Field, and there's Walker Buehler, who's, we struggle with.
I wonder.
So do you ever claim a guy to keep everyone else from claiming him? Although now that I say that, I believe the Mets would have first choice because it goes by worst record. I'm just saying, I don't really want Walker Buehler, but I also don't want somebody else to have him in the National League.
Some are saying that the Dodgers could even claim him back, but
yeah, anybody could claim him back.
I don't think he likes the Dodgers anymore.
No, my point is anybody can claim him back, but it goes in order of record. So the worst record, like the Rockies would get the first shot at him.
I know what you're saying.
I don't think the Rockies will take him, but I'm just saying so the Mets would actually choose. They say no. Cubs would choose. They might say no. Then the Padres, they might say no, etc. So anyway, it's just
the Phillies too. I mean, the Phillies have a good record, but they have
a better record. They have a better record than the Padres. So we
Padres could block him.
We could keep the Phillies from getting him. It's going to be something to keep an eye on. And I think it is because somebody will take a shot on Walker Buehler. The guy was a World Series hero 11 months ago.
Oof, he's had a rough year. I knew it was
just said he was 7-7, 5.45.
Yeah.
But the one game he pitched well was against the San Diego Padres right here.
So just claim him so that you don't have to face him.
I wouldn't put it past us. Put him on the roster, make him the 10th guy on the, coming out of the bullpen, pitch him in some mop-up roles, see what he can do. But then he's not pitching for the Mets or the Cubs or the Phillies against you in October. He's dangerous in October. I feel like Walker Buehler
is the type of guy who will be motivated by this as well. I don't think he likes that he signed there and then they got rid of him before the season was over.
I don't think he feels too good about it either, Skraby. So, all right, that's that. Any football news of interest? Yes. One quick football note. More reason why the Dolphins are going to have a horrible season. Their offensive or outside linebacker coach, Ryan Crow is his name, arrested on a battery charge, apparently beating up somebody that he lives with.
Oh.
The alleged victim declined to offer a formal statement. Witnesses saw this happen, said the victim looked terrified, and then the witnesses said that Crow stopped beating up the person when he noticed that they were watching him.
Okay.
Dolphins have put him on administrative leave. What a franchise that is. I'm so proud to root for them.
I was going to say, I'm going to bring it back to Walker Buehler for that uplifting story.
Yeah, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Matt on the chat says, if you claim him, you pay him what's left of his contract. So it would be like a prorated thing. He was getting paid a good amount of money.
$21 million. So maybe 1 month of that would be
what's 21
divided? $3 million. 1/7.
That might outprice him.
I don't know. Would you pay $3 million to keep Walker Buehler from signing with the Phillies or the Dodgers?
I gotta know how close they are to the luxury tax because I don't think they would go over for Walker Buehler.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's something we should keep a little bit of an eye on. Somebody's going to take him, right? Some contender, maybe somebody in the American League will take him.
Yeah,
and then we don't have to worry about it.
I would definitely see a team taking him
for sure.
He's serviceable, and right now, like you said, you can't trade for anyone, so this is your next best bet.
Very good point, Mr. Skraby. Wow. Can Walker Buehler play shortstop? All right.
Maybe.
More Gwynn and Chris coming up. We have our countdown in this hour. We'll get into the NFL season coming up with our countdown. Stick around for that.
Can we talk about...
And you want to talk...
Yes.
You've been dying about this story. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Okay.
There was a major brouhaha at the U.S. Open tennis was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think it was yesterday. Major brouhaha, name calling, social media stuff, almost a fight on the court, racial implication. I mean, everybody has an opinion on this. So we'll give you ours when we come back after some traffic.
From the 855.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris, I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? You good?
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over here. So.
What are you thinking seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, who not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? You good?
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh?
Are you a baseball player?
I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there. So.
What are you thinking of seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, who not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight at the back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh?
Are you a baseball player?
I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad.
All right, back at you here, 321. Chris Ello, Skraby, Odyssey Palace Studio, Sam Levitt. In with the pregame show, 4 o'clock. And Sammy will have more sound from Xander Bogaerts. We played you some earlier. Xander landing on the 10-day IL today with a displaced fracture of the left ankle. That's the result of continually fouling balls off that left ankle.
I hate to correct you, but it's the foot.
Thank you. Oh, it's a displaced fracture. Oh, it's not the ankle.
Non-displaced fracture in his foot.
Oh, please correct me, because I'd rather be correct.
I'm in a good mood today, so I don't want to.
I'd rather be correct for a change rather than just, throwing stuff out there.
He's got a broken arm, everybody.
It's going to really be tough. All right.
We have an update, too.
Yes, we have an update on Michael King and also Mr. Merrill.
Yes.
So I'll let you give that.
Kevin AC is reporting that Jackson Merrill is in Arizona getting live at bats. Looks like return next week versus Orioles if all goes well. Michael King threw a simulated game against minor leaguers in Fort Wayne today. 4 innings, 60 pitches. Orioles series also seems likely for his return. So there you go. That's good news, Chris.
There I go.
That's good news.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. We should get them both back, you're saying, for The series
starting Monday
against Baltimore.
By
the way, next week, I don't know what day it is. Cheat.
Oh, I did it yesterday.
Here it is, September 10th. Oh, that's not next week. Never mind. It's when the Reds come in. There's going to be a Dylan Cease bobblehead.
His no-hitter bobblehead.
Did everybody know? We ran into this note earlier, and now I'm gonna give it publicity.
Why?
Some guy sent us a thing and said, "Hey, if you ever want to do a fun interview, you should get this guy. He's the CEO and founder of the National Sports Bobblehead Museum, which is located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Who knew there was such a thing?"
I had no idea.
But I'm assuming that this guy probably has every bobblehead from every team and every sport.
But how is that even possible?
That would be a lot of bobbleheads,
Let me
right?
look this up. Bobblehead Museum.
Yeah, look up the Bobblehead Museum. See what he's
working with.
What he's working with there.
Oh, well, the first pictures I saw were there's lots of bobbleheads.
Oh, I would imagine he's got a few.
Oh man, yeah. It says check out our every category imaginable, sports to pop culture to politics.
Oh, even pop culture, not just sports.
Oh, they have a Martin Luther King Jr. bobblehead.
Not
here.
just sports then. So even more.
Yeah, they have well look, Chris, look, they have a Tua bobblehead on the front page.
Is it broken?
Yeah, his head's lying on the ground.
Who knew? Big powerhouse performance last night by Mr. Schwarber, Kyle Schwarber. And it was kind of timely because you and I, part of our daily gambit yesterday was deciding who would have more total bases, Schwarber or Aaron Judge. Both Tony and I said Schwarber, and we said because he looks like he's going to hit a home run every time up. But he was in an 0 for 20 slump, which you pointed out, and you picked Judge.
I did.
But Schwarber last night, 4 homers, big 4 home run game. He's up to 49 now. So he's one off the 50 mark. He has broken the second most Phillies ever, passing Mike Schmidt. Ryan Howard is the Philly record holder at 58. So Schwarber
has a month.
He's got a month to catch Ryan Howard, but Schwarber has a chance to certainly going to be the 34th player in history to reach the 50 home run mark. Hits 4 last night. It was the 3rd time this season that has happened, which is nuts because it's only the 21st time it's ever happened.
That is nuts.
And to give you an idea of how few that is, that's fewer times than a perfect game has been thrown.
Which,
right?
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I can't
believe it.
So
there's been more perfect games in the history of Major League Baseball than there has been 4 home run games. But now there's been 3 this year. And we know Schwarber. The last one was your guy.
Nick Kurtz
of the A's. And the first guy...
Oh,
it was a guy the Padres are a little more familiar with at the moment.
Yeah.
Eugenio Suarez.
We were looking for that before the show.
Yeah, we were trying to find it. Yeah, Eugenio did that this year also. So 3 guys have done it this year. Schwarber is a masher.
Oh, yeah.
I like Schwarber. I don't like him against us, I mean, I'm not going to root for the guy, but I just like watching him play. He's a little husky, you know what I mean? It's kind of my type of guy. He's not, he's not cut like the rest of these athletes. But when he digs in there, he just looks like he's ready to hammer the ball.
And he does hammer the ball.
And when he hits them out, they go out. I think he's still got the Petco Park record, does he not?
He has to.
Against Darvish.
I don't know. Who hit Devers hit a pretty deep home run the other day.
The other day, Devers hit a long one. I don't know that broke Schwarber's mark. That was the one he hit against Darvish in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. I remember watching it from the stands. We had where we were sitting, we had the perfect angle of the arc.
It was not a fun to watch, but it
was more like,
it was quite breathtaking. It was definitely quite breathtaking.
If I'm going to Philly to watch some games, I'm going to go sit in that little area where Schwarber hits his home runs to, like the right center field area.
He hit 3 of them there last night. He did hit 1 to left center field. But Schwarber, awesome.
We have to talk about the tennis on the other side before our countdown.
Darn it! Yes, we did
Because
need to talk about
the reason I
tennis.
want to talk about it so much is because the whole basis for this entire thing is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life.
Yes, it is. But we'll okay. Remind me.
Okay, well,
we'll talk about it. We'll also have our countdown, which is NFL oriented. Sammy at the top of the hour, Padre pregame. Don't go anywhere.
Ben and
Ladies and gentlemen, Manny Machado has joined the show. Manny, welcome. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good.
I guess we got to start with the most important part. I mean, you reached a pretty big milestone, hit 2,000. You hit 2004 now. You hit 350 early in the year. I mean, at what point in the offseason, at what point at all does this start to become something that you're actually thinking about? Because, I mean, that's a lot of hits, man. You ain't thinking about that from the beginning.
I knew the 3,000 was coming. I mean, I knew both of them going into the season where I was at, how many I was missing to get to those milestones. But thinking about it, I mean, right to like when you got 2 hits left, I'm not gonna lie, I've been searching for those 2 hits for a while, and man, I said it earlier this week. I mean, it's really hard to get a hit in the big leagues.
Yeah,
and that made me realize that just looking for those 2 hits, you're I mean. The ones before have come. I mean, I hit 3 yesterday. That was, it kind of just came. But when you're searching for it, when you want to hit those 2 hits, man, it's really hard. But finally you get it, and it's kind of like, all right, let's go. Now it's kind of let's get it past it and enjoy it.
Did it weigh on you as you got closer? I mean, you started about 100 away when you came into
100.
the season. Did it weigh on you as you started to get closer?
No, not really. Not really. I think when it got really close, I think when it was when it kind of started thinking about it, the last couple, and then it didn't help that I kind of got into a little fun going into, Cincinnati and Philadelphia. I'm like, man, those are the 2 places you want to get hot. I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm going to these 2 places, get a few homers, get a few knocks, hopefully, get it done on the road. And then, you go to Cincy, we get almost no hit by Nick, and then that whole road trip kind of just went to spiral, and I couldn't really get it. But you know what? I think everything happens for a reason. Yeah. It kind of felt good to do it in front of the home crowd and get the standing ovation and do it in front of the people that support you every single day. So I think that it kind of worked out even better.
Talking to Manny Machado here on 97.3 The Fan for Friar Friday. And one of the things I love about you is that you love the game and the history of the game and the history behind the stats and all that stuff. And do you ever get to stop and think about 40 years from now, 30, 40 years from now? I know I'm going to be telling my unborn grandchildren that I'm sitting here interviewing you right now because I think you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. But do you ever give yourself the ability to stop and think about how you're going to be remembered?
Not really, honestly. Not really. I love living in the moment. I people ask me, how's it feel to hit 2,000 hits? Were you even thinking about that? And honestly, I kind of don't even want to reflect on it yet. I think I kind of want to wait for that and kind of look back and really realize, how cool all of this is. I kind of just, that's how I live life. I like living in the moment. I just enjoy every single day. Today's a brand new day, put yesterday in the past and enjoy what's today going to bring us. Right. And, I kind of just try to live by that way. But hopefully, one day I definitely want to look back. I know they're pretty cool numbers. They're pretty cool things I've been doing so far. But I kind of just want to keep living in the moment for a little bit more.
How long can you see yourself playing in your 40s?
I mean, I got no choice. I got no choice.
Deeper into your 40s, can you see yourself?
I mean, how this game is going, probably not. But yeah, I'm gonna try to. I mean, look, there's 2 sides of things, right? There's obviously I'm gonna be a little bit older. The game's gonna be younger. Game's probably gonna be faster. I mean, when I came up 10 years ago, I mean it was average. You had 2 guys in the bullpen throwing 96. Right. I mean, you have 2 guys throwing 96 now, and everybody else is throwing harder than that. Right. Right. That's the lowest now at this point. So, is the game gonna be at that level when I'm in the 40s? Who knows? But on the flip side of that, I mean, there's going to be technology. There's going to be stuff that you can do a lot better to take care of your body a lot better. You're going to be able to recover faster. And I think, me knowing myself, I'm probably going to be ahead of that curve on trying to take care of my body as best as I can.
talking to Manny Machado here on Friday, 97.3 The Fan. And I want to know, because you hit number 2000, was a hard hit single. Number 2001, a homer. Would you have switched those in your mind, or are you happy with how it played out?
No, I think I'm good how it played out. You
Okay.
know, I think it's better kind of just to have that moment for yourself and kind of just say, man, I would have preferred a double, honestly.
Okay.
I would have preferred a double than a single. But even before that, I was even telling Bogey, I walked out, I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna butt. I think I'm gonna butt one, just to kind of get a little closer to that 2000.
That would have been memorable if you would have bunted on your 2000 hit. Ladies and gentlemen, Manny Machado has joined the show. Manny, welcome. How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
I guess we got to start with the most important part. I mean, you reached a pretty big milestone, hit 2000, you had 2004 now, you hit 350 early in the year. I mean, at what point in the off season, at what point at all does this start to become something that you're actually thinking about? Because, I mean, that's a lot of hits, man. You ain't thinking about that from the beginning.
I knew the 3000 was coming. I mean, I knew both of them going into the season where I was at, how many I was missing to get to those milestones. But thinking about it, I mean, right to like when you got 2 hits left.
Chris Hello, Matt Skraby, Tony Gwynn's in Minnesota. Padres are in Minnesota. Got the pregame show coming up shortly after the top of the hour. We rejoin you here on Gwynn and Chris. Just tuned in. Padres will be without Xander Bogaerts. Big news of the day. 10-day injury list for Xander. Displaced fracture of the, what was it, right arm? Non-displaced fracture of the right arm.
No, don't even put that
Left
in people's
ear?
heads. No, the foot.
Foot, yes.
The left foot, I believe.
Very
I think
good.
it's the left one.
I'm sure it's the
Yes,
left one. He
one,
kept
yeah.
fouling the ball off of there.
Yes.
All right, so that's that's troubling.
Troubling is the right word.
Yes, Iglesias will be in there at shortstop tonight. Jackson Merrill and Michael King both hopefully back, according to Kevin Acey's latest. Both will hopefully be back next week for the Orioles series. Padres face the not exactly famous right-hander, Zebby Matthews, tonight of the Twins. Pavetta tomorrow. And Sunday, Roku game. So will it even exist?
Yes, it does exist.
Padres don't have a starter named for the Roku game Sunday morning at 10:05 that none of us will get to watch.
Just you.
Just me? Okay. You ask how many people out there are going to dig through Roku to find a way to watch this game Sunday. I bet it's a smaller percentage than you think, sir.
Okay.
All right, we're going to get to our countdown.
Okay.
Get to our countdown before the end of the show, but we have to check some traffic. And then,
no, first do the tennis, then do traffic, and then do countdown.
all right, we'll do the tennis.
Sorry. I just
All right, here's
yelled.
what happened in the tennis, and this has been driving Skraby crazy. And it has returned into a national federal case here.
It's insane.
It really has.
Over what? Go ahead. I can't
try to
believe it.
Okay, I'll try to explain. Yelena Ostapenko is the seeded player here. I think she's seeded 25th at the U.S. Open. She's from Latvia. She's been around on the tour for a while. She may have even won a major at one point. I don't recall exactly which one, but I think she won one major. So she's a legit player. The other player, Taylor Townsend from the United States, an African-American young lady who's working her way through the ranks, not quite to Coco Gauff status, but Taylor Townsend's kind of a young up-and-coming player. And they're playing the other day, and it's on the big court, one of those, show courts, Arthur Ashe Stadium or whatever.
Like center court type thing?
That type of thing. I think they have 2 show courts. It might have been the other one.
Show courts.
Show courts, like a lot of people, instead of just an outside court where
Okay.
people are milling around.
Okay.
This was in a show court where there was people in the stands, 10,000, 20,000 people
Okay.
watching. Townsend getting cheered throughout because she's the U.S. player, right? And I think Ostapenko felt some type of way about that as well, although I don't know if she said so. But, Townsend's getting all the hometown support. Townsend wins the match. And when they go to shake hands at the end, Ostapenko starts basically yelling at Townsend across the net. And we come to find out that what she was yelling at her about was the fact that Townsend, late in the match, hit a forehand that hit the tape, otherwise called the net cord, the top of the net, hit that, popped up in the air, and then fell over on the other side. That gave a key point in the match to Townsend, because when the ball does that, the other player can't react normally in time to get to it.
Yeah, it kills all the momentum of the ball.
Right, it changes the direction, everything happens. Townsend, when she hit the shot, did not do what most players do, and this is why Skraby's crazy, but I'm going to say most players, when the ball hits a net like that and goes over, they kind of raise their hand as if to say, I got a little lucky there.
That is crazy to me.
It is. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll go back through it. But most players, men, women, Alcaraz, everybody probably but McEnroe, they raise the hand. They go, hey, I got a little lucky there. And then the other player is, disgruntled, but at least, the other player acknowledged their luck. Anyway, Townsend did not acknowledge it. And Ostapenko thought she was, not displaying good tennis etiquette. And so after the match, screamed at her for not having the tennis etiquette. And then also said, you're not very smart.
Yeah.
You're not very intelligent.
Yeah.
You should know better,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
A few other things.
Yeah.
Townsend's only response was, I let my tennis do the talking.
Yeah.
But this has blown way up.
And I want to focus on.
I know what you want to focus on, but let me just finish up.
Okay.
The fact that Townsend is a black player is part of this, and the fact that Ostapenko said you're not very intelligent, not a really intelligent thing to say.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, let's be straight. And I'm not trying to defend, nor would I ever defend anyone saying what Ostapenko said, but she is from Latvia, maybe not a 100% smooth on the English language. Sometimes things maybe come out the way you don't want them to. Sabalenka, the top player, defended her to a point and said, look, Yelena's really nice. She gets frustrated. It may have got the best of her, and I don't think she meant what she said. All right. But what Skraby wants to go back to is, why did Townsend even have to acknowledge the net cord in the first place?
I never want to hear about golf being a lame sport ever again.
This drives you crazy.
We're talking about professional sports with lots of money on the line, TV contracts, the entire world watching this tennis match, and she's mad because she didn't say, I got lucky? I don't even have words for how stupid this is.
But it is... okay. In defense of you.
Okay.
Buster Olney tweeted out, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Buster said, did Kawhi Leonard apologize for that ball that bounced 10 times off the rim and went in?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got
to win
lucky
the
on that
playoff
one.
series?
I'm sorry. I got lucky.
Correct.
That's a great
and he cited a
comparison.
couple of other ones where, a tip pass, nobody runs down the field and goes, my bad. You just take it and run it into the end zone.
Yeah, what about the David Tyree catch? Oh, but it came off my helmet. I'm sorry, I got lucky.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
All right, so you think it's ridiculous.
It makes me laugh.
I think it's a nice touch, and I think it's a sporting thing to do. And I only bring it up because it is a tradition in tennis, and I think that Townsend probably should have known about it. Maybe she did know about it and just didn't feel like doing it at that moment. But I will tell you that there are people who think golf is a little silly for some of the little traditions that golf has. This, that, and
you
the
have
other.
to be quiet. And
Well, there's etiquette. You don't walk in a guy's putting lane. You get out.
But that has purpose, so you don't mess up the grass.
I know. It seems to make sense. But it makes sense to you. It doesn't make sense to everyone else out there. Anyway. That's the big hullabaloo at the U.S. Open.
I mean,
I don't know what the actual fallout has been. Has there been any more?
It's fallout, yeah.
It just keeps going.
It does. It
Yeah.
does. And
I think Ostapenko is going to be like public enemy number one for a while now. Because what she said is just totally uncalled.
I do think
totally
that
uncalled for.
Cultural differences are always a part of this, because
I think it is a part.
Obviously, she's from Eastern Europe, so it's not like she grew up in the United States, but but still, like, I think she just was mad she lost and she started screaming things, and she screamed the wrong stuff.
And Naomi Osaka, one of the well-renowned players, said it's really difficult. I think obviously it's one of the worst things you can say to a black tennis player in a majority white sport.
I do think
so this has created, the stir that it deserves to have created, and I hope it keeps, even people with a language. Because I always think of myself playing in Latvia, and then the guy's interviewing me after the match, and I have to try to answer questions in Latvian. Probably not going to say everything that I really mean to say.
Yeah, I want to make it clear too. I'm not like I'm not downplaying the racism.
We're not defending Ostapenko at all.
Originally, before this whole thing blew up into what it is now, we wanted to talk about. I just want to talk about the
net cord thing. You think
the
it's
crazy
silly.
thing that's insane.
Next time you watch any tennis match and a ball tips off the net, I guarantee you the player will put their hand up.
Next time I hit a cart path, or if
and it bounces onto the green,
or it bounces in the fairway, I'm gonna be like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry, I got lucky there."
Apologize. Sure. All right.
Are we ready for traffic and countdown?
Yep.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Busy afternoon as a lot of folks either coming to town or leaving town. Got a crash on the East Street on-ramp to southbound 5. Also an accident, Hamishaw off-ramp southbound 125. Stall partially blocked the right lane southbound 805 right at the East 905 connector ramp. Also a collision reported on the Deer Springs Road off-ramp southbound 15 and South 5 Coastline before Mission Avenue. Stall in the center divide. We also have a surface street accident blocking lanes in Lakeside, Winter Gardens Boulevard at Woodside. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's now time for Gwynn and Chris to rank their top 5 of the day.
Gonna grip and rip as usual.
But this isn't just a regular top 5 list.
I love it. It sounds sadistic, but I love it.
This is the countdown, and it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, let's do it. Countdown, top 5 category today will be with the NFL season. Only, 12 days away, 10 days away from the opener? Soon. No, less than that. What am I talking about?
It's like
6 days.
Yeah, 6 days.
Sorry, 6 days.
I know I don't do math, but I can do
No,
that.
I don't either. Yeah, and I missed badly there. 6 days. Next Thursday, opening game. Next Sunday, a week from this one. Yeah, by the way, wives, any wives out there in the audience? I'm sure there are. Might want to grab hold of the husband this Sunday and get done whatever it is you need to get done. Because starting next Sunday, it's going to be harder to get the husbands.
Yeah, make sure that happens on Saturday.
Yes, the husbands, this is the last Sunday that you get the husband's undivided attention, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right, so five bold predictions for the National Football League's upcoming season.
Bold predictions.
Stuff we think is going to happen this year in the National Football League. I'll go first.
Okay, good.
All right, I'm going to reprise one of the ones I said last week when we were kind of kicking around some predictions.
Okay.
Because I thought it was kind of funny and I want to say it again. But my bold prediction is that by midseason, Mike Tomlin has already punched out Aaron Rodgers somewhere on a sideline. I can't imagine the two of them making it through this season in Pittsburgh.
It's going to be interesting.
Just seems weird to me. I know Tomlin was behind Aaron Rodgers the whole time and the signing of Aaron Rodgers, but I can't think of one guy who's more of a diva and one guy who's less of a diva trying to work together in Pittsburgh. If he doesn't punch him out, I think they do at least announce that they're going to be competing at the end of the season in the next WrestleMania. I just don't think this is going to work out. I just don't.
He's just too Mike Tomlin's too calm for me to believe that he's going to get so angry that he's going to blow up the team.
Yeah, that's a fair point in that regard.
But it's a bold prediction, so we don't have to live in reality.
It's a bold prediction, yes, indeed. All right, what you got?
First, if you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. I am craving some pita and hummus right now, Chris.
I'll run and get you some.
Okay, my number 5 is going to be the Dallas Cowboy fan base gets so mad at Jerry Jones, he has to go into hiding.
Has to go into hiding.
Yes, he's not going to get rid of the team or anything like that. But the Cowboy fan base is done with him after trading Micah Parsons. Done.
You think that they have finally just said that's enough, huh?
They
Like,
just
this is the
traded
final
a
straw.
generationally great player for an aging defensive tackle and 2 first-round picks that you still have to make the right selection on.
What I like to a certain extent, the only thing I like is that Jerry came right out and looked right in the face of the criticism and said, yeah, this trade makes us much better and gives us a better chance to win this year. Like, really? Like,
Well, he
there's
has to
no
say
one
something.
but to just go with a bold-faced lie like that and try to get people to believe it, like, who else would do that?
See, billionaires.
I have an example of somebody who I think does that, but I'm not going to say who.
Oh, gosh. I think that Jerry Jones, he thinks that, how do I put this without, he thinks that he's smarter than everyone else and everyone else worships him. So he thinks that by saying that, he's going to be in the clear because fans are just going to buy it. Jerry, I have a little bit of a wake-up call for you. Fans are going to blow up your social media, Cowboys, signs in the stands all season long. They're so angry about this. Not only did Dallas lose Luka Doncic, they also lost Micah Parsons due to trade.
I did see somebody write that the only happy person about this trade was Nico Harrison, the Dallas Mavericks GM.
That's an amazing
because
point.
he now didn't make the dumbest trade of the year in Dallas.
Number
4. We all passed on him because we are sure he's going to get injured. But Sam Levitt drafted Christian McCaffrey in the first round of the fantasy draft. And because of that, McCaffrey's going to stay healthy. And he's going to lead Sammy Lev to his first fantasy title.
Oh, you're calling a fantasy title
championship for Sammy Lev because he had the guts to take Christian McCaffrey when no one else would do it.
Wow, that is bold, I gotta say.
Yeah, the odds of him staying healthy the whole season are remote. But if he does stay healthy the whole season, you can't argue that that's probably a pretty good pickup for Sam Lev as the 10th, 11th pick.
Yeah, it was
that?
It was down the line for sure.
So,
all right, my number 4 is going to be, sorry, Chris, Tyreek Hill is not going to be a Dolphin by the end of the season. He's
not going to be a Dolphin.
He's going to complain so much
with him
that they're going to trade him because he does not want to be there. He already said it last year. He's trying to build his trust back with his teammates, but
it's only going to take one moment for him to blow his.
If he's wide open down the field and he doesn't get the ball, he's going to go on the sideline. He's going to throw his helmet. He's going to start complaining, and it's just going to.
I hate to tell you, Tyreek Hill's life is in disarray. You know, his wife has left him, and he owes more money than any athlete in history owes for that marriage that he made a debacle of.
Yeah.
So Tyreek Hill's everything's gone sideways for him.
It has.
Number 3.
All right, I won't use this one then because I said it last week also. Dolphins won't, like Mike McDaniel won't make it through the season either.
All right.
So here's one I have. Along with the Dolphins, and maybe these aren't surprises anymore, but I think the Dolphins will finish last this year. I think Dallas will finish last this year, and that is saying something with the Giants still in the division. I also think Minnesota is headed, and I hate to do it to Kevin O'Connell, but I think with the rookie quarterback, there's going to be some growing pains, and I think the other 3 teams are just better. So those are 3 surprise-type teams that I think will finish last. Last year, there was at least one surprise team that finished last. It was your guys.
Yeah.
Nobody could have predicted that.
Nobody could have predicted
and it happened.
That did happen.
Yeah.
All right, your number 3 is that. My number 3 is that the Giants name Jackson Dart the starter due to social media pressure, and he leads them to the playoffs over Russell Wilson.
Jackson Dart's going to get the Giants to the playoffs?
Yeah, Malik Neighbors is that good.
He is good, but
Tyrone Tracy's pretty good, although he fumbles every 5 minutes.
Never mind him. He's not going to play. Scatabo is going to take that
you think
job.
Scatabo is going to be the guy?
I am such a fan of Scatabo.
All right.
But I think that was a great pickup by the G-men.
I know you can't really tell anything
Scatabo
from the preseason tape, but watching him, he looks the part as a quarterback in the NFL. So
Jackson Dart did have a really excellent preseason.
So there you go.
Russell Wilson starts day 1, and then that's pretty much it for the G-men.
Number 2.
Number 2.
No, I didn't say that. Say
No.
that. They're gonna go like
that soon.
They're gonna go like 2 and 5, and then it's time for Jackson Dart.
Gotcha. Number 2 for me, the Chiefs' streak of 9 consecutive AFC West Division championships comes to an end.
Okay.
It comes to an end. They're not going to make it 10 in a row. The only reason I'm saying this is they can't possibly be as lucky this year as they were last year. And if you go back through their season last year, you know what I'm talking about. They won like 7 or 8 games.
I know.
That they just were miracles. And they weren't always Patrick Mahomes miracles either. They were ref calls and guys stepping out of bounds. And one, it was just the nuttiest thing. The Chiefs can't get that lucky again. However, even though they will have their 9-year streak of division titles ended, they will not have their streak of 7 straight AFC championship game appearances ended. Mahomes will still lead them to a couple of victories in the playoffs, and they will be back in the AFC title game. There you have that. Do you really think Do you think Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson will finally beat him in a playoff game?
My number 2 bold prediction is that the Chiefs finally missed the playoffs.
Oh, they're going to miss it entirely, you say?
They got Travis Kelce focused on his wedding. You got Patrick Mahomes not really sure who he has until Rashee Rice gets back. I think it's a down year for the Chiefs.
Chiefs go all the way out, miss the playoffs entirely.
This may be me being driven personally by my hatred of the Chiefs, but
I'm sure part of it is.
That's my number 2 prediction.
All right. Number one for me, I don't think is that bold of a prediction, but I think a lot of people have forgotten about it. And I'm here to remind them. I thought all last season, and you were the only one I heard say differently. I thought all last season the Lions were the best team in football.
Yeah.
They played an awful game, and they got straight up beat by Washington in that playoff. I have seen over my NFL cheering lifetime at least 10 teams that have had the lowest of lows come back the next year and win the Super Bowl. And it's happened more times than I can count. And I felt for the Lions, a franchise that has disappointed every time, and people were almost saying, oh, here we go again. I just think that's too good of a team. And I do think they're going to have a little issue with the running game because their center retired.
Yeah, Frank
good
Ragnow.
Center Ragnow. But too much skill, too much talent. I love the Cannibal. I think he's got him.
The Cannibal.
I got the Cannibals, has him totally focused. And I think anytime they have anything go wrong, he just shows the tape of that Washington game and says, you guys want to feel like that again? It's going to be a great motivator. I do know the Packers are better, but I think the Lions still get there. And I think they go back to the Super Bowl for the first time in Detroit history.
Wow, that is pretty crazy.
I don't think it's that bold, though. I mean, they're one of the favorites, certainly, to do that still. Are they not? Or is everybody giving up on them?
No one's giving up. They still got their players. They still got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, who Chris wanted until I stole him from him.
They've got your whole fantasy team. Stole everybody from me.
All right, my number 1 is kind of crazy, but it could happen. Jamar Chase, 2,000 yards receiving. This year.
Has anyone ever done it?
I don't think it. No, I don't.
Receivers never done 2,000 yards.
Has Calvin Johnson done it?
I know. I think Calvin did it. Let me see. I think Tyreek Hill was going for it a couple years ago, and then he got hurt.
He was.
I think. Let's see. Tyreek made 1799. Calvin, 1964. That's
so
the record.
2000, 2000.
No one's ever done 2000.
I figured it. I thought it had never happened, but number 1, that's incredibly impressive that he did that in a 16-game season too.
Calvin Johnson, right? Yeah, Jamar Chase gets an extra game,
and I just feel like he's gonna have an insane year.
Do you find it interesting that there's been a handful of guys that have rushed for 2,000 yards, but the pass receiving, you would think 2,000 would be easier in the sense that you can get 60 yards a chunk
Yeah, but after watching Tyreek, because I thought Tyreek was going to reach it.
Yeah, he was
on fire. But
yeah,
I mean, the NFL is so good at adjusting and taking guys out of the game that there are going to be games where Jamar Chase has 3 catches for 30 yards.
Not many.
You're right.
Many.
You're right.
2,000 seems possible for Jamar. I will tell you another guy. Let's finish up the show. Go full circle. We got a couple extra minutes. We should even invite Sammy in because he's in our fantasy
he wants
league.
To come in.
Yeah, I just picked him to win the fantasy league. Tell him he's going to be excited.
He always stands outside the window and gives us looks of disgust.
But I thought, the Christian McCaffrey thing was interesting in the first round because he probably should go 3 or 4 or 5. And, because everybody's worried. Yeah, Sammy was the one who took him. The next guy that I thought was the most interesting was Tyreek because he was at the top of the board midway through the second round. And no one took him.
No one.
Until I think Connor, finally, my godson Connor took him in the third round after 10, 12 people had just passed on him. Talking about one of the best receivers there was 2 years ago, but I think no one believes in this guy anymore.
Why would you?
Yeah, there's not a lot to believe in.
And why would you believe that Tua can actually get him the ball? I'm not saying that Tua's a bad quarterback. I'm saying he's going to be running for his life the entire season.
Yeah, let's do some remind you of who you're listening to here.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
What's up, guys? It's Braden Sobrenin. I know where the best spots in San Diego are to eat, from taco shops to hidden gems. Let's talk food and sports weekdays from 10 to 2 on 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, Sam Levitt will have much more on all of the Padres stuff. The pregame show is a few minutes away, but if you just tuned in, top of the hour, getting off work early on this 3-day weekend, news of the day, Xander Bogaerts to the 10-day injury list. And Skraby, tell me what the injury is because I've messed it up every time.
It's a non-displaced fracture in his left foot.
Sounds okay. So does that sound?
Let me type in non-displaced.
No, here I go, sounding like I stayed at the Holiday Inn last night with the doctor. A non-displaced fracture means that.
Oh, here I got it.
It sounds like a hairline fracture in the sense that there's just a cut, but the bone didn't move.
Yes, thank you.
Necessarily.
Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It does say a non-displaced fracture is a type of bone fracture where the bone cracks but maintains its alignment, typically requiring less intensive treatment. So this is good. If it was displaced, that means he's out for the year
for sure. He himself said he's been blessed with nice bones. Those were his words. His bones are very nice.
I think they are.
And he's expecting and hoping and planning on being back for the playoffs. Kevin Acee did tweet out that is, what is hoped for, but we can't guarantee that that will happen.
No, we also got an update on Jackson Merrill and Michael King. And Jackson Merrill is taking live at bats in Arizona, or took live at bats. He looks like he's going to be back for the Orioles series when they come back to town on Monday. And then Michael King made a rehab start, or he actually just faced live hitters, and he is fine too. They think he's going to be back for the Orioles series as well.
All right, long time.
Oh, and by the way, the reason they probably won't have to make roster moves because on Monday the roster opens up
goes up by a couple guys.
Yeah.
But today McCoy was called up, right? Mason McCoy.
Yes, Mason McCoy was called up.
Bogaerts.
Correct.
Okay.
You want to hear a crazy? I don't like to say crazy, but you want to hear a wild thought? If Tatis, this is from the chat, if Tatis wasn't making the big bucks, he'd be in El Paso.
Okay, let's move on because I can't even go there.
I mean, this is I don't want to make fun of people, but that is not a truthful statement in any sort of way. Why are people mad at Tatis? He had a pretty good week so far.
I thought he started hitting the ball with a little authority, but I hope it continues. Arise, by the way, tell that fan, is in the lineup batting second tonight, so he'll be happy to hear that. Longtime Giant fans, probably as long as I've been around, so you may not remember this guy, Skraby. Nice relief pitcher in the mid-'70s for the San Francisco Giants by the name of Randy Moffett, passed away today at the age of 76. Randy Moffett, famous for a couple of things. He was a first-round draft choice in 1970 for the Giants. He had 96 saves, which is a lot back in the 70s in his career. He's on the Giants Wall of Fame. He's also in the Long Beach State University Athletics Hall of Fame. But what he's probably most famous for is that Randy Moffat's sister is the great Billie Jean King.
Oh.
Yeah. Billie Jean King, the tennis star, her maiden name was Moffat.
Okay.
And Randy Moffat was her brother. Passed away today at the age of 76. Thoughts out to Giant fans and those who might have had occasion to spend a little time with Moffat, as it were. Tonight, the Reds are playing the Cardinals. Reds have an early 2-1 lead. I will tell you this, the Padres are now 7 games clear of the Reds for the wild card, Skrabe. It's looking better and better. I don't think anybody thinks the Padres are going to miss the playoffs, right? But if something did happen and we went into a tailspin, we got a lot of room for error. I'm just saying.
I agree.
The other one is the Mets.
But I don't like that.
No, I don't want to worry about it, but I'm just saying a 7-game spread is very comfortable right now. The Mets are 3 games behind us. Here's why I don't think the Mets can catch us in the wild card standings.
Okay.
The Mets still have 13 games left on the road against teams with winning records. They have a very, very daunting schedule down the stretch.
I like that.
Padres have only 3 such games remaining. And those will be in New York, as it were, against the Mets. But I don't think the Mets can catch us based on that schedule there.
Okay, I mean, with the Padres having their schedule, this shouldn't.
Padres should take advantage of what
yeah.
they've got coming up. Dodgers, if you're wondering, 2 games ahead of the Padres tonight. Dodgers are home to the Diamondbacks. We can all cheer for our friend, the Milkman.
Mr. Gallon.
Mr. Gallon is going tonight for Arizona, and another one of our favorites, Blake Snell, for the Dodgers.
Former favorite.
Yeah, I still kind of like Blake. I mean, I don't root for him, but I like him. I can separate the two. Kinda. But you're right. In battle, I can't separate the two.
I can't.
Like when he's out there pitching for the Dodgers, and I'm like, no. But, in general, I'm a Blake Snell fan. I'm a Sammy Levitt fan, and he's coming up next with the pregame show. He'll be with you throughout the 3-day weekend, all Padre baseball. Then we come back Tuesday
to
wrap it all up. And it'll be the 2 days. Stop it, Sammy. We're hurrying. Gwynn and Chris, so long. Have a great Labor Day, everybody. Don't labor too hard.